Sponsors, we really appreciate all you do to help keep the Criminal Highlander show going to all 50 states, and I know the viewers love you too. We've got, as special guests this week, we're so excited, we've got a great group. They're one of the top groups in bluegrass music. They're called the Lonesome Ramblers, and there's a name in front of that, and we're going to let the last Lonesome Rambler tell you who that is. The first Lonesome Rambler from Tennessee, I believe?
Churchill, Tennessee, Josh Mcmurray.
Proud to have you on the show, Josh. Who you got with you today?
Over here on the Mandolin, coming this way, is Scott Napier from Hazard, Kentucky.
Scott, but it's good to have you. Campbell Mercer.
Good to be here.
Thank you.
Good to be here. On bass, we got from right here in town in London, Virgil Bowling.
Virgil, good to see you again, buddy.
Yes, sir, Campbell.
How's your folks doing?
Doing real well.
Great, great.
Campbell, I'd like to tell the folks about a man that for over 30 years now, he's proceeded to make himself a legend in bluegrass music, and I'm talking about none other than Mr. Larry Sparks.
Larry, hey buddy, the most soulful voice in bluegrass music. It's a treat to have you.
Glad to be with you today, and on the Cumberland Highlanders show, our first time to get the opportunity to be on your show. Glad to be with you. All the boys feeling good today, ain't you fellas?
Oh yeah.
Good and lonesome.
Are you good and lonesome?
Absolutely.
Let's do one of our record numbers for the folks, and maybe they'll enjoy this old number called "Walking on the Blue Ridge Mountains." Soon I'll see the old log cabin in the distance up ahead. I'll be home in the Blue Ridge Mountains where I long to lay my head. Walking home the Blue Ridge Mountains, walking on, walking on, walking home the Blue Ridge Mountains, walking to my Blue Ridge home. Soon I'll see my friends and loved ones. Some remain, some are gone. To my land that knows no parting, round my Blue Ridge Mountain home. Walking home the Blue Ridge Mountain, walking on, walking on, walking home the Blue Ridge Mountain, walking to my Blue Ridge home. Thank you so much. Walking on the Blue Ridge Mountains. A few years ago, we recorded that number. One of my latest projects, bluegrass albums, is on on the Rebel recording label, and it's called Blue Mountain Memories. And on that particular CD, it's a number we want to try to sing you now. It's called Diggin' In The Ground. Josh, if you would. Sleepy little hollow way back in the hills. There used to be a little country town. There lived the finest people that you ever hope to see, till they started digging in the ground. Till they started digging in the ground. There were shady roads and maple trees and green mountain sides before they changed the mountains all around. Now the land is scarred and battered, and the shade trees have died. I'm ashamed to even call it my hometown, since they started digging in the ground. came a-rumbling through our town, making over like millionaires out of people who were poor. And they turned the hills and hollers upside down when they started digging in the ground. People used to help their neighbor, they were proud to be a friend. Now a helping hand could not be found. Ain't it funny how a dollar builds a wall around a man? Now they cling to the riches they have found since they started digging in the ground. Change it, I'd make it like it was before it seemed cold as ever found, where the people loved each other and put their trust in God. It's too late now to turn it back around since they started digging in the ground.
Voice and Bluegrass. Appreciate you being here again, Larry.
Good to be with you on the Cumberland Highlanders.
What do you got picked out for us?
Well, I've got a wonderful gospel song, I think, and a lot of folks seem to enjoy this number around the country, and it's from my latest gospel CD. I want to say album, but there's no more albums.
I want to say album too.
CD, and it's called The New
think so.
Highway, and it tells a good story and has a good message. And, you know, I thank God for having a new highway for us to travel on, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Let me sing to you about it, the new highway.
Sir. We'd love to have you do it.
I read a book about a man who never went to school. He could tell you more things about life than any man ever knew. He didn't study to be a carpenter. The things he could build would stand the storms life could bring, no matter how small or big. And he built a new highway to heaven, and few there'll be that travel their own. He put me on a new highway to heaven. There's no detour sign, you don't have to travel alone. He didn't study to be a scientist or have a doctor's degree. He knew more than any surgeon of this world could ever teach. He can remove a stony heart, put a new one in its place. Jesus does this from inside out, leaves no scars, no, not a trace. And he built a new highway to heaven, and few there'll be that travel their own. He put me on a new highway to heaven. There's no detour sign, you don't have to travel alone. Travel their own. He put me on a new highway to heaven. There's no detour sign, you don't have to travel alone. He put me on a new highway to heaven. All right, the new highway to heaven from my latest all gospel CD, New Highway. We have another brand new all bluegrass CD to be out now. Kind of a turn of the century release, you might call it, boys.
That's right.
It'll be good and lonesome, I guarantee you. I keep all my boys lonesome, you know.
Man.
How lonesome are you fellas?
What? Larry, I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Scott, on the new album coming out, we have mostly all new songs on it, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3, wouldn't you say?
That's right.
Let's do one of the new ones. And, you know, you've been with me about, what, 3.5 years, 4 years maybe?
3 and something.
Coming
Yeah.
up on 4, ain't it?
Sure, yeah.
Take a look at him, folks. He's my oldest band member. Yeah, Scott Napier. Scott, I want you to start us off on a tune that you said you wrote, and I thought it was just an excellent tune, and I wanted to have this on our album, and you agreed to it.
That's right.
And let's play it for the folks and introduce it, okay?
Okay, this is a tune that's a kind of a ragtimey type thing to me. I call the thing Around the Carousel.
Why?
It reminds me of circus music, carnival music, and horses.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, Scott. That's a mighty fine
you.
picking, and that was called Around the Carousel, right?
Right.
Okay. Good tune, and you had that one cranked up pretty good, didn't you?
Yeah, we gotta keep ourselves warmed up.
That's right. Around the country where we travel, coast to coast, and we go into a foreign country now and then. Well, our latest one was, if you call it foreign, it was in Canada, wasn't it?
Yep.
Had a good time in Canada with our friends up there. And but it seemed like folks always asked for this next song, and features you on the kickoff, and I'll come in and take it, all right? It's called the Blue Virginia Blues. Virginia rain is coming down. Friend, I'm here to tell you it's no pleasure when you're all alone and a stranger to the town. Don't take me wrong, I do like East Virginia, and Richmond's full of hospitality, except for one Virginia girl I know of that made a perfect love wreck out of me. Blue, Virginia blue. There ain't no blue like blue, Virginia blue. There's no girls in the whole wide world can break your heart like Virginia girls. There ain't no blue like blue Virginia blue. St. Paul, Minnesota. Said I need you here in Richmond right away. Take the bus and I'll meet you at the station. Bring some clothes, I might want you to stay. My bus pulled in the station late this evening. There ain't a soul around this place but me. She must have changed her mind or she's forgotten. Her name ain't in the phone directory. Blue, Virginia blue. There ain't no blue like blue, Virginia blue. There's no girls in the whole wide world could break your heart like Virginia girls. There ain't no blue like blue, Virginia blue. You may be high, you may be low, you may be rich, you may be poor. When the Lord gets ready, you gotta move. You gotta move, you gotta move, you gotta move, you gotta move. When the Lord gets ready, you gotta move. All right, thank you. Good to be back with all you folks in the Cumberland Highlanders show, and myself, Larry Sparks, and all my Lonesome Ramblers. We'll do a song for you that over the last 25, 30 years, this has been one of our most requested numbers around the country. And for a lot of you folks that's stuck with me throughout the years, here it is one more time. It goes like this. A face in the crowd on your wedding day. You tossed me a rosebud from your bridal bouquet. No one seemed to notice. No one wondered why. When you pledged your love to him, there were tears in my eyes. A face in the crowd with a pale yellow rose, your gown of white satin, my half worn out clothes. I knew your love one time, your love now he holds. I'm a face in the crowd with a pale yellow rose. As your friends, they all kissed you, I heard someone say, the man with the rosebud from your bridal bouquet, was he kinda special, or was he just a friend? I heard you speak softly, he was only a friend. A face in the crowd with a pale yellow rose, your gown of white satin, my half worn out clothes. I knew your love one time, your love now he holds. I'm a face in the crowd with a pale yellow rose. One of my favorite singers, all-time favorite singers, is Mr. Jimmy Davis. He put this song together years ago, and I've never heard nobody do it. We'll try our version to it. Josh, start us off on Be Nobody's Darling But Mine. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Come and sit by my side, little darling. Come lay your cool hand on my brow, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. You're as sweet as the flowers in springtime, pure as the dew from the rose. I'd rather be somebody's darling than a poor boy that nobody knows. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful and kind, and promise me that you will never be nobody's darling but mine. All right, be nobody's darling but mine. Thank you. Well, we had some help there, didn't we? An old tune that we like to play for you now. I'll kind of feature myself just a little bit. You don't mind, do you, fellas?
No, take it.
All right. I'll start this one off, and Scott will have to ask you to come in and help me out on it a little bit. And Virgil, you and Josh, just make it sound best you can, all right?
Do all we can.
Okay. I'll start this off. It always seems to be a little cheaper that way if I do that. An old tune called the Cannonball Blues. Here we go. A few years ago, I had a number that we did, I think back in the late 60s, around 67 or 68 is when I first sung this number. And during that time, it's back when Ralph Stanley played the banjo and sung tenor for me. Do you folks remember that? Huh? No, I'm only kidding, Ralph. Back in 1967 or 8, I believe it was, when I was lucky enough to sing with Ralph back then. We did this song together, and it became one of the most requested gospel songs across the nation. And are you fellas all ready to sing it with me?
Yes.
Ready to go.
All my Lonesome Ramblers, and this is a wonderful gospel song, Going Up Home to Live in Green Pastures. Troubles and trials often betray those haunting the weary body to stray, but we shall walk beside the still water with the good shepherd leading the way, going up home to live in green pastures where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. Those who have strayed were sought by the Master, he who once gave his life for the sheep. Down on the mountain, still he is searching, bringing them in forever to keep. Going up home to live in green pastures where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore. We will not heed the voice of the stranger, for he would lead lead us home to despair. Following on with Jesus our Savior, we shall all reach that country so fair. Going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we have reached that heavenly shore.